Hello and welcome to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Dumb and Dumber 2 with a T and an O, no W, no W. And yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this one, being that it is a comedy. I did some other stuff on comedies before, like This Is Where I Leave You. But that was a lot easier. It was 100% bad. A non-spoiler version of this one. I think I've just grown out of this type of humor, maybe, or a bit of background. I love the first Dumb and Dumber film. I really love it. It's one of the first comedies I ever actually remember seeing. I loved it. It's what turned me on to Jim Carrey. I am a big Jim Carrey fan. I've always liked him. And so when I heard that this was coming out, I really was looking forward to it. It was the original creators, the original actors, and it was it was perfect. It was my nostalgia 90s growing up comedy, and I was really looking forward to this. I can't in good conscience recommend this film in theaters. Again, you might find this funnier than I did. But I can't really tell you what's wrong with it without going into spoilers. So, final verdict for those who don't want it. I'd have to recommend that you wait until it comes out on DVD or on Redbox. Rent is definitely worth a rent. There's a lot of really good moments in here. Some that had me on the ground laughing. But then I had the other ones. Yep. That's a joke. Not funny. Wants to turn into the Spartan from the Robot Chicken. This is not funny! But it's definitely worth a rent when it comes out. Hell, if you can get it cheap enough, I'd even recommend buying the damn thing. But this movie in theaters, I don't know if it's worth the ticket. Because I felt myself getting dumber in the theater from some of the people I was sitting by, laughing at everything. And like, did you want me to fart next to you? I'm sure that'd give you a laugh too. So, yeah. For those who don't mind spoilers, this film is I can't even finish that sentence. This had a lot of really good things. All the original people are back. They have a lot of callbacks to the original, and that near the end gets a little tedious because you understand that that's coming, and you can't gauge whether you should be laughing at that or not. One, you know it's coming, so it's not going to be that funny. Two, it may not even been a good joke to begin with, and there are a few of them that are not good jokes at all. This one takes a lot of jokes and throws it in your face. A lot of jokes that you are funny in other films, but put in this setting aren't as funny. And as I said, there's a lot of really good callbacks to the original source. They find the old sheepdog van, the one from the first movie, the Mountains of Mutts. Yes, they actually do find that through some actually pretty hilarious callbacks to the original. But they reenact that scene where they're like driving over the hill and through the windshields. But unlike the original that had, the stupid movie logic where the car would be fine, they keep driving on. No, when they land, they break the car. It's only in the movie for maybe 5 minutes. They break the car like it would happen in real life. The car's old and run down. It can't survive that kind of shit. And you see me laughing because that's a great one. There's another really, really good callback. They built it up a lot. in the first movie, Jim Carrey, Lloyd, one of his little gags is that he has a mouthwash, shake it up, and he goes to spray it in, and it misses his mouth every time. And he doesn't do that throughout all of the film until he finally meets Harry's daughter at the end. And if they slow-moed it, spin, shake, shake, shake. And they built it up, and it was perfect. It was perfect, and that had me laughing because of the way that it was edited in. It was really good. And I don't say this often, but this movie didn't go far enough. It didn't push the envelope. The first one had a lot of jokes that a lot of people would not have found appropriate. And a lot of people didn't. A lot of stupid humor, but one of its charms was that you have two stupid characters and everybody else acts like a regular human being most of the time. There's a couple of exceptions in the original, but for the most part, it's pretty much the only two stupid people are Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey. In this movie, no, not as much. Everybody is stupid, especially the bad guys. Okay, here's the plot. After a 25-year gag, which led to some really, really, really raunchy jokes that were even kind of funny. Yeah, especially when they had to change Lloyd's diaper. Bad imagery. But after a 25-year prank, they finally get back together, and he shows them around life, but he finds, what's his name? Harry ends up telling Lloyd that he's dying, and he needs a kidney. So Lloyd, they start trying to find him one, and in doing so, they actually go back to Harry's parents, who are really bad racial stereotypes. And they point out this fact that the characters were too stupid to realize that. It's kind of works, kind of doesn't. There's some parts that have me laughing, other parts that have me going, what? Really? Uh-huh. And that's one of the things that has a hard problem with it, is that the humor's not consistent throughout. There's situations where you'll be laughing, and there's situations where you're going to be waiting for the next joke. But anyway, back to the setting. And Harry finds out after getting his mail from his parents, because they're his adopted parents, they can't give him a kidney, that he has a daughter. So they go start tracking him down, and hilarity ensues. But it sounds simple enough until you throw in an overly complex gold digger scheme, a bumbling idiot who has to ride with him for half the trip, his twin brother assassin played by the same actor because they couldn't afford a second person, I guess. That pissed me off a little bit. And dear God, Andrea from The Walking Dead. I hate The Walking Dead, and I know how much I'm supposed to hate her. But it throws in so much complicated crap. I don't know what to do with it. Dumb and Dumber, the original, had a very, very simplistic storyline. A guy fell in love with a girl he was driving, mistakes a kidnapping jobbing for her leaving her bag. He goes to try to give her her bag back, which results in a car trip to give her her car back, which just complicates the kidnapping plot, but the rest of it is very easy to follow. It's not this stupid bloodline. They try to go find the kid, but it turns out that she's been adopted. They get to the adopted person's house and find out that there's this gold digger wife, and they have to give this package to them and get them all over the place. It's just all over the map, going from New York to Texas to Mexico, and it's just, what the hell am I watching? This is not how you do a Dumb and Dumber sequel. It's too complicated. That is saying a lot. The title of your movie is Dumb and Dumber. We don't need complicated plots. And the situations that they find themselves in seem almost random at times. They're not built up very well. The settings are, as I said, random. When they find the Muttmobile, it starts out with like this 2-minute build-up where Lloyd's just like, wait, did you say that? I think I know where we are. And it shows him walking through the town that was not in the first film, so why are you drawing so much attention to it other than the fact that it's a town based off of, that's named after an actress? I don't know. And that's his biggest problem, is that there's just so many jokes that didn't work, and so many that they did just to play safe and do callbacks to the original. This feels like more of a nostalgia trip for the creators than it does an actual nostalgia trip for the audience. The audience that grew up with it would probably get 90% of this humor, but the people who have never seen the original film, and I'm not going to say that it's some kind of groundbreaking piece of work. I mean, it's popular, and it really did set in motion the dumb humor genre, but yeah, calling it a brilliant masterpiece is really saying a lot. And that's saying something. But let's talk about something good. When this movie puts itself out there and pushes the boundaries of what you would consider good humor or acceptable or safe and secure or raunchy, that's when this humor gets really good. And they do that a lot. There's a really good callback to the original with the blind kid. Yes, the blind kid that Lloyd sold the dead bird that he taped the head back on. He's back in the film. And I actually did check this before I did this video with IMDb. It is the original kid from the original, from Dumb and Dumber. And he did look a lot like Haley Joel Osment, but it wasn't him. And oh my god, they do some pretty bad shit to him again. He's gotten over the whole he hasn't gotten over the whole dead bird thing, but he has gotten a lot more birds. And there's a really, really funny bird joke involving a cat that Lloyd causes. And that was done very well because, well, they actually do show us what the cat does. Grotesquely show us. And that would probably be bad enough. No, but there's an entire segment where Jim Carrey is literally laying on a bed with his feet up as Lloyd changes his diaper and wipes his ass. Grotesque enough to make me cringe, but still somehow able to get a laugh out of me. I know a lot of people would point straight to the old lady scene that's inside of the trailer, you know, where Lloyd sticks his head. But no, the ones that just really push the bounds were the dream sequences, not just from Lloyd, but from Harry. And they are really well done because it shows it shows what each of these characters think of the other in their setting. Their own personal mind setting, which each one of them is completely out of each side of the field. One from right field, one from left, just completely from out of nowhere. And they're crazy enough and stupid enough to make you laugh. And that's what Dumb and Dumber has always been about. It pushed the bounds back when it originally came out. What with the toilet scene, What with the stupid lick the pole thing that he ended up ripping his tongue off of anyway. Uh, the original Lloyd dream sequence, they all pushed the bounds of what you would consider good or safe. This film had moments where it did that. It just didn't have enough of them. And they had pushed it a little bit further and really went for gold on some of these things. It would have been a lot better, especially near the end where it turns out Lloyd and Harry don't know what sex is. The fuck? And again, I had so many people who were sitting around here laughing at me, and I'm just like sitting here. What was the plot of the first movie then? And if there wasn't proof enough that this is nothing but a nostalgia trip for the original creators, just to relive the glory days of when they made these first movies, this first movie, the entire end credits is nothing but showing the old movies with the new ones. Replaying scenes not only that we just watched, but what I would say a better comedy. And that doesn't sit well with me. But, I mean, I like this. I liked the original, and there are moments in here that I really liked, but god damn it. For every pushing joke, we'll just call it that, for every joke that pushed the bounds, they threw in 5 more that were way back here in safe zone. That weren't funny, that weren't... You knew they were coming. You knew that it was just, oh, hey look, he messed that up. Oh, I wish this actually did something. Hey, there's a funny joke. That's actually pretty funny. Oh no, we have to do this again. Yep. And that is this entire movie in a nutshell. There are moments when I'm laughing my ass off, but there's more moments where I'm just sitting here bored out of my brain. So, final verdict. If you're really looking forward to the nostalgia, maybe it's worth seeing. Not in theaters, in my opinion. I'd say wait till Redbox. Or at the very least, try to use a matinee ticket price. If you have one of those stupid free movie tickets or cheaper, $2 off something, use that on this one. It's not worth paying the full price for. So, as always, I'm Kelly, and see you all next time.